Hello friend, this is Ryan Hicks of TalkToProfit.com, and today I want to talk to you about why you shouldn't let your kindness cause your vibration to be weakened. And what I'm referring to here is that sometimes good-natured, kind-hearted people will go and associate with negative and low vibration people, trying to bring them up, trying to lift them up, trying to edify them, and that's good, except so often those negative and low vibration people don't want to be lifted up. They don't want to be edified. So you going around them actually lowers your vibration, and it reinforces in them that negativity, because now your good, kind, godly, high vibrational state being around them is almost like an endorsement of their negative, dreary, doom and gloom, depraved, low vibrational state. You know, this is seen in pictures where there'll be a politician posing with somebody who he doesn't even know, and later it comes out like, oh, look who he's with, this bad person. Because it's naturally assumed you're aligned with whoever you're associating with. That you share a common bond in that negativity and that nastiness or whatever it may be. So you have to be very wise. You know, Jesus, there was accusations thrown against him, leveled against him. Oh, he's with tax collectors and prostitutes. But see, those people were not doing the unethical things of the tax collector or the evil things of the prostitute during their time with the Lord. They were seeking him. They were walking in wisdom. They, from a pure heart, were trying to find the salvation of the Lord. That's a big difference from you just going and hanging out with people who are cheating other people, people who are doing immoral things, and thinking that your mere presence around them is going to lift them up. You can certainly lift them up, but another thing that will also happen is you will get pulled down. You'll be drained. I knew someone who had a business, and they would talk to clients, and there was clients that they talked to that just drained them of energy. They dreaded talking to them because they were so negative, so everything's bad, and they didn't even want any help. They just wanted to vent about their problems, whine and complain, and be a victim. They didn't want a real solution, and this happens so often in life. You can't let your kindness, where you want to help people, and that's good and that's understood, but it will denigrate your light, lessen your impact, if you're going and associating with these people who are not trying to seek the Lord. I've seen this over the years many times, where people who are good people, they're godly people, and they go in trying to help ungodly people, people who aren't good people, and they get dragged down into the abyss with them. There is something debilitating about that low vibrational state, where it kind of sucks in like a black hole, just drags everything into its sphere of negativity. This is why the scripture says that you have to be careful with your communication, with your associations, that you're not to be friends, not to associate with an angry man, lest you know his ways, you learn his ways, that a little leaven leaveneth the whole lump. There's a basic principle that if you're associating with people, there's an agreement there, there's a bond there. And if they're negative and ungodly, you have some negative and ungodly character within you, because otherwise you couldn't be in agreement with them. The scripture says, how can two walk together except they be agreed? But if you're really operating in a high vibrational state and you really want to help people, this is where you must be led by the Spirit. Now, you must be led by the Spirit in all areas of your life if you want to have the greatest success. But you got to discern right and wrong, discern truth and falsity. There will be people that it seems like on the surface maybe aren't really ready to be edified, ready to receive the truth. And yet you present it to them and they receive it because you're led by the Spirit. And there are others who will play a perfect religious game. They'll put all the spiritual terminology out there. They'll have all the perceptions of godliness, and yet in their heart it's full of iniquity. And they will lower your vibration. You must be led by the Spirit in this. Don't let up on the kindness. Don't let up on the goodness of your heart where you want to help people and you want to be edifying. That's great. But do it understanding that you must be led by the Spirit. That you don't want your light to be put out. You don't want to be weakened and have your vibration lowered. So you must be wise in your endeavors and wise with who you associate with. Giving in and relenting and going and partaking of worldliness in order to quote unquote win somebody to the Lord is not righteous. It's not good behavior. Instead, what you do is you show that you're a weak character. You show that you don't have the moral compunction to stop from doing something that you don't want to do because other people want you to do it. That you'll just go along with unrighteous behavior. You'll go along with things that aren't right, or at least not right for you, because you feel pressured. And that weakness is exploited by unrighteous people, by low vibration people. And you won't win those people to the Lord. You won't be a good influence to them. Because the main thing, the main lesson they've learned from you in that regard is that you're weak, is that you give in, is that you relent and you go against your principles in order to supposedly win somebody, supposedly help them. And no one respects that. You think people are going to want to follow the Lord when they see that as an example for them? That's supposedly what Christianity has to offer? Weakness, giving in, falling for things, not having character, not standing up against the crowds that may all be going one direction, but standing up and doing the right thing regardless of whether anybody on the planet accepts it or agrees with it. And I'm going to tell you something that maybe you don't want to hear, but it's true. You have to be willing to walk alone. It doesn't mean you'll walk alone, but you have to be willing to. There will be times where maybe it's just you and the Lord walking alone, and that's all. Because other people don't agree with you. They don't want to go down that narrow way, that narrow path. But you have to do what's right. You have to stay in that high vibrational state. You can't lower yourself and denigrate yourself to the level of the world and just wallow around in worldliness, thinking that somehow you're going to rub off goodness onto the evil all around you. No, you've already been dragged down. You've already lowered your vibration to even get into that position in the first place by compromising, by lowering your standards. And then it only goes downhill from there. My friend, you can do so much good in the world just by standing up and being a person of character who goes against the grain. Now, this does not mean that you just do things differently and contrary to what everybody else is doing just to be different. But the reality is, in life, you're going to have numerous opportunities to go against the grain because you're doing the right thing. And the world will be against you. The professing Christians will be against you. The churches will be against you. But you will be doing that which is right. And you'll be able to understand when the Lord said that, marvel not if the world hates you. And yes, that includes a lot of professing Christians, because they're of the world as well. But your approval comes from the Lord. The one who you want to impress, the one who you want his approval is God. So you can't be worried with getting the approval of men who aren't doing the right things, who aren't focused on righteousness, who aren't operating in a high vibrational state. Getting the approval of those people is less than useless. It has no value. And the only meaning it really has is that you have lowered yourself and denigrated yourself to a position of being favorable in their unrighteous eyes, in their low vibration eyes. And no one wants to be in that position. And the thing is, you can operate as a person of character, a person of substance, going against the cultural and traditional norms that the world accepts that are wrong. And some people will respect you, even those who completely disagree with you, even those who are in the depths of unrighteousness, wallowing around in low vibrations, can respect that because that is something unique. That character and that fortitude is unheard of in most people today. It's a rare person that does that. And so that's what you need to do. Be that person of character that can discern from good and evil, that can discern whether somebody really wants the truth or they're just trying to bring you into their debauchery. Be that person of wisdom and kindness in a high vibrational state that is truly a light to the world, truly exhibits the Father by walking as Jesus walked, living as Jesus lived, and being as Jesus was. My friend, I pray this is a blessing for you. May God bless you richly.